Welcome back, and here is Samson's take. This will collapse a government in a serious country.
Typically, you have a very strict scheduling of the way that the fees are paid at different stages. And for some, apart from the schematic designs, which you know often start with, most of the other elements will continue for many months, and in some cases for many years. Like some of the construction documents that you generate, you don't generate them at once, because as you develop lighting, as you develop plumbing, a whole bunch of developments emerge and you produce construction documents and the rest of it. We are quite surprised to learn that huge amounts of money is being given to Sir David J upfront, on top of the amount of money that he's charged. From the documents that we have now, about $22 million, which was nearly 10% of project cost. It's monstrous. Look at the median survey data. Remember that this is the data you're looking on the screen now is survey data. What that means is that the Royal Institute for Architecture in the United Kingdom, RIBA, goes around and asks architects and collects data on what fees they are charging. Sir David J's studio is primarily UK based, so I'm using RIBA data. That is the regulatory authority there. That is the professional association there. And they go around and find out what architects typically charge. What you realize is that as the scale of the project increases, the percentage reduces, because it's natural. If I'm going to do a $10 billion project, I don't have to pay $1 billion as an architect. Okay. That makes no sense. So that scaling dynamic means, therefore, that the average percentage for project costs that you typically find in the United Kingdom is about 3.5%. We have a situation where we're paying, and that's for design and build. We are paying not just design, to be very clear. We are paying almost 10% to Sir David J for this exercise that he's undertaking on behalf of the country. And nobody doubts his competence, nobody doubts his talent, but this is inflationary pricing, which we must talk about. If we were to bring it down to Ghana, we say, okay, well, he's based in the UK, but now he has a studio in Accra, he has a studio in London. What is the UK, the Ghanaian guidance when it comes to architectural fees? And here also, I find it shocking that we will be breaching the Ghana Institute of Architects fee structure, which is around 4%. So we're going to about 10%. What is it about, say, the J that means that we must pay so much when the project scale is such that typically we need to be compliant with guidance? Because it's a big project, so it's making a lot of money. So that's a challenge. Architectural design fees should be about 1%. We've paid $6 million, like as much as more than 6% of the project cost, and that is like 5 times or more what the guidance will suggest for just the schematic diagrams and the early concepts, and that is problematic. The other thing we have a challenge with is this new pattern whereby the government is consistently single sourcing large projects to a single architect. It's unusual. We've not had it in this country. We've not seen that. What has all of a sudden changed? We appreciate the fact that Sir David J is a global architect of international renown. But he's been practicing for years. Since 2000, he's been famous around the world. Why is it that all of a sudden in 2020 or 2018, 2019 onwards, we are seeing massive projects being awarded to him without design competition? Whereas where he traditionally operates, look at the number of projects that he's done in Africa, maybe less than 5% of his entire portfolio. So he operates primarily internationally. And in those places, it's almost always the case that there's a design competition. How can we award the Ghana Trade Fair Center a $1.something billion project, suggesting that if we're going to keep paying him at the rate we are paying him, it's about $100 million project? We decided to do the Ghana Freedom Pavilion in the Biennale in Venice for the first time in 2019, and we went for him. And we're going to pay a huge amount of money. We're going to spend more than $1 billion on Agenda 111. If we use the same scaling fee scales that we've noted that he's been applying, we're going to pay him about $100 million. By the time we are through, we would have paid a single architect more than $300 million as a country. Somebody has to ask some questions. And if we argue that, well, he's a renowned architect and therefore we like his work, why doesn't he compete then? Because then it will be evident that on top of the fact that he's a globally renowned architect, his links to Ghana, his ties to Ghana will also play to his advantage compared to other international architects. But the benefit is that it will bring down the pricing, because these are inflated prices. And we are paying huge amount of money to the gentleman. As I've said, we have immense regard for his talent. We have immense regard for his competence. But the way in which the country's money is being funneled, to his studio raises eyebrows. And I think the J himself would not begrudge us the feelings that we are having that something off is happening. People have also raised concerns about seeming connections to the first family. Of course, some of these matters are difficult to pin down, but we realize that in the Biennale installation, for instance, that he made for Ghana, first time Ghana spent millions of dollars in the Biennale, by the way. We've been going to the Biennale for years. Typically, it's very modest. Artists go themselves. El Anachu and all of our artists have been going for years without any fanfare. This time, we decided to build a massive installation, and we have Nana Ofori-Atta Ayim and Sir David J paid to set up this pavilion. Now, these are both artists of global renown and of international caliber. I don't dispute that. And it's perhaps entirely coincidental that two of our most distinguished artists will collaborate. The challenge is that Nana Ofori-Atta Ayim is the cousin to the president. The fact of the matter is that in a very short period of time since the coming into office of this president, hundreds of millions of dollars of projects have been awarded to a single architect, even if everything was above board. And we have suggested that the way in which the procurement was done through single sourcing, without tendering, without design competitions, without any effort to be transparent, those are problematic. But even if we assume them away, we wish them away, even if we wish them away and say, look, all of this is above board, it still raises too many eyebrows, too many coincidences colliding with each other that gives us cause for concern.
Ghanaians are seriously okay with this. This, without a doubt, will collapse a government in a serious country. Like the Ejapa Gold rip-off plan. We are quiet after experts and CSOs got the media discussing it. The government has declared boldly that it will get it done regardless of the groundswell of angry disapproval of how they intend to use our mineral resources. A statement attributed to a foreigner said to have expertise in the sector thinks this stinks and makes no business sense. Daniel McConvey says, among other things, that the government is looking at selling its royalties in securitized form in the UK market for estimates that amount to fire sale proceeds of between 450 million US dollars and 750 million US dollars, when the annual related royalties or royalty income is about 100 million US dollars. He doesn't understand that. Kwesi Pratt has been speaking. He's been asking just what is wrong with us Ghanaians. He is disturbed that, quote, Ghana is the largest producer of gold in Africa today. We produce gold more than South Africa. We are the 5th largest producer of gold in the world. But look at the suffering of our people. Why? He asked. Because when you look at our gold industry, Ghanaians don't have to suffer as they do. More than 3% interest in gold production in this country is in foreign hands. I mean, there's almost like just 1% of Ghanaian interest. Almost like just 1% of Ghanaian interest. He's angry about a certain foreign exchange retention agreement by the Bank of Ghana with these foreigners that hands the mining companies, mostly foreign, hands them as much as 98% of the gold revenue abroad. He's not happy about that, but he's justified. Now, back to this cathedral and the contracts handed to one man. What you see in your shot is in Dubai. It's supposed to be the tallest tower in the world. It's supposed to be twice taller than the Eiffel Tower. What is the point? The point is that the cost of the designs for that project is said to be about 1.8 million. Only 1.8 million. The cost for the design of your cathedral is supposed to be how much? 22. Calculate that. Think about that. The procurement law is completely violated in a single source deal with a single architect who must receive upfront 12%, and Simmons got it not exactly correct, not 10%, 12% of the cost of the projects that he's doing, about 6 or more of projects that are massive, expensive projects, and ultimately, potentially, he's supposed to back some 300 million US dollars from one country. That money would dualize the road between Accra and Kumasi, dual road, would change. Is this the same MPP that told us that single source procurement was a criminal means of looting the state coffers? What I have put up there is Gabi Asare-Ochiridaku, who made this comment back in 2016. He said, I can't find my wallet. I think it has been sole sourced. I mean, stolen. That's what we were told, that sole sourcing is theft of the country's resources. As a lawyer, I could lose my license if I charge more than the approved rates for my services. In fact, I can't practice, sign a legal document, or be giving a contract for legal services if I am not licensed to practice in Ghana. Is it true that this architect got a job here at a time he was not registered as required by the profession? Some have asked how we managed to pay $22 million for design of the cathedral when the cost of the architectural design for the world's tallest tower, the Khalifa in Dubai, twice taller than the Eiffel Tower, cost $1.8 million. I'm going to look for my red outfits, which I used to wear for the Red Fridays and to observe the Occupy Flagstaff House demonstration a few years back. Looks like there's going to be a lot of citizen action for democratic accountability in the weeks and months ahead, starting with the 48-hour Arise Ghana demonstration scheduled for this Tuesday and Wednesday, that's the 28th and the 29th of June, against the frightening economic hardships, the intransigence in seeking to pursue the dubious Ejapa deal, insane forest reserve land grabbing, and high-level daylight robbery, corruption. Things were not this bad when I did and joined the Occupy Ghana Friday protests. And this is my take. We'll be right back.